All right, everybody. Hope all is well. We're going to get right into relative dating practice questions. We're going to look at number one. So, number one says the boundary labeled A is called an unconformity. What does this mean? So, when we're looking at A, one of the things you'll see is that at this boundary, they call this an unconformity. And when we hear the word unconformity, doesn't it sound like it's the word uncomfortable, right? And so basically, this has to be a location where old rocks have been eroded away and new rocks have been deposited on top of it. So basically, we're looking for a sequence, and I'll show you right here. I think this is a good example. All right, let me zoom in. Or let me just do the slideshow. Okay. So you first have a rock layers that's been deposited, right? And then we know, especially because of plate tectonics, movement of the Earth's crust, it can provide the opportunity for rocks to be folded. Then you'll notice here where some of the rocks, right, A, B, C, D, has been eroded away over a period of time. And so what happens after that? New rocks are being deposited. And so that boundary line between the old rocks that were originally here and that new set of new rocks, the boundary between these two is called the unconformity. And so for number one, you can just say, I believe I wrote the answer here. Here we go. You can copy this right here. This area represents where old rock has been eroded away and new rocks have been deposited. That's what A represents, right? And the line looks uncomfortable, almost as if it's completely breaking the pattern of what it should be. All right, what is older, rock layer one or rock layer six? Explain based on evidence from the diagram. So when I take a look, so rock layer one is on top of rock layer six. And what we learned in class is the lower the rock layer, right? Especially if there hasn't been any overturning, anything of that sense, the lower the rock layer, the older the rock is. So rock layer six is older than one simply because of its position. Rock six is lower than rock one. And so you have the answer right here. Apologize. Rock six is older because rock six is in lower position than rock one. All right, we're gonna look at number three. What is older, rock layer five or rock formation two? Okay, sorry, let's look here. I apologize. What is older, rock layer five or rock formation two? So when I take a look, rock layer 5 is here and rock layer 2 is here. We learned in class that this is an igneous intrusion because igneous rock is made from magma. And magma has the ability, right, its characteristics to be able to cut through rock layers. So it is clear rock layer 5 was formed, and then rock formation 2 came in because of the fact that rock formation 5 is affected by contact metamorphism. And so that's why you could have just said rock layer 5 is older because it is affected by an igneous intrusion. All right. More specifically, we see evidence of contact metamorphism. All right, number four, what is older, rock formation 3 or fault B? So let's take a look. All right. So fault B, as we learned, right, is when we have rocks, right? It looks as though that they're split up, right? We see one green side of the rock here and another one here. So this is in a fault, okay? And which is older? We have to ask ourselves a question. Is this fault splitting up Rock 3? How it did Rock 4? It did not. So therefore, the fault happened first, and then Rock 3 was formed on top of it. So what's older is definitely going to be, for number 4, Rock Fault B is older because Rock 3 was not affected by the fault. All right, number 5. What is the youngest rock layer formation labeled on the map? This is number 5, and the answer is rock layer 3. Well, let's take a look. Okay, let's take a look. All right, so on your sheet, we know that contact metamorphism is affecting all of rock layer 3, right? And so therefore, rock layer 3, since it's affecting all of the rocks, right, that it's in contact with, that means that this intrusion happened after rock layer 1 was formed because it's also being affected by the igneous intrusion, right? It's like it passes over it. If that wasn't the case, the igneous intrusion would cut off here, and then after that, we would it would just be rock layer 1 on top. So that's the reason why rock layer 3 is the youngest, because the igneous intrusion has affected all of the rocks. And so therefore it is the youngest rock. All right, number 6, using the ESRT and the map symbol above, what is the name of the rock in layer 5? So when I take a look, I'm going to look at layer 5 and I see a map symbol of bricks, right? Remember this image. Now I'm going to go to reference tables. I'm going to go to page 7. All right. And the map symbols that we see here, I'm looking for the one with the bricks. And when I see that, as you can see right here, and I'm zooming in, the rock name that has the bricks is limestone. This is at page 7. So the correct answer for number 6 is limestone. All right, using the ESRT of the map symbol above, what is the name of the rock in layer 6? So when I take a look at layer 6, I see dashed lines. I don't see any dots. I just see dashed lines. So I'm going to go to my reference tables, all right? And I'm going to go to where I see dashed lines, and I see straight dashed lines right here. Not dashed line with dots, just straight dashed line. And the correct answer is shale, using page 7 of the reference tables. So the correct answer is shale. All right, so number 8. Number 8 says, rank the following fault from oldest to youngest. All right, so we're looking at fault B, deposition of layer 6. Sorry, put this right this. Sorry. The deposition of layer 4, intrusion 2, intrusion 3. So B6423. Let's take a look. I'm going to highlight it. All right. So B6, I'm highlighting in blue, 4, 2, and 3. So what came first? All right. So when I'm looking, I'm going to start with the bottom layer, which may possibly be the oldest, right? So I already know 4 is definitely going to be older than 6, right? 4 is definitely going to be older than 6. And intrusion 2 is touching 4. And intrusion 3 is also touching 4. So that means that definitely rock layer 4 is definitely the oldest. So I'm just going to put a first for the oldest, because 2 and 3 are definitely touching 4. This blue right here is a part of intrusion 2. All right. Then what happened next, right? Well, we got to ask ourselves, I'm going to look. I think for sure I'm looking at 2. and I'm looking at B. What got formed first? So definitely looks like B, the fault B, affected 2. So that means that rock layer 2, intrusion 2, has to be second on the list because it got affected by the fault, right? 3 didn't get affected, 6 didn't get affected, and so therefore 4 did get affected, but that's why we labeled that as first. And so B will end up being the third thing, which represents the fault, because the fault did not affect 3, intrusion 3, and deposition or rock layer 6. Then I have to look, what is older, 3 or 6? Well, contact metamorphism is affecting rock 6. The intrusion is passing by rock 6. So therefore, 6 definitely has to be the next oldest. I'm going to put that as fourth. And then last, we have as the youngest, because the intrusion is touching all of the rock layers, which means it's younger than all of the rock layers. And so that's why 3 would be the fifth. And so the answer would be given here. That you can pause and you can see from oldest to youngest. That's all the questions and answers for today. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe, and have a wonderful, blessed day. Take care.